So let's begin with question 6B. So clearly from the question, you can see that it is a top A based question. So what does the question ask us to do? Town height ranks. We have to implement this function that takes in your file name and an integer k. So as it takes in the file name, the first thing we will naturally do is data read CSV your file. Okay, now that is done. What does it ask us to do? It returns the top K towns based on the average number of floors for all the flats built in that town, rounded to the first decimal place. So this is what we are asked to return. Fair enough. If the averages are same after rounding, they should be sorted in the alphabetical order of the town names. The result is a list of top K topos. Okay. So we can note a few things. First thing is we need top K towns on the basis based on the average floors in each flat in the town. Secondly, what we are asked to return is a list of the top K towns. Now it needs to be a list of tuples where you first have the town code and then you have the average. Fair enough. We have also been told if average same, sort by alphabetical order. Finally, we have also been told how we should do our top K. If the K plus 1th result is tied with the Kth result, it should also be included. So for example, if the average is the same and they are in the top K. So let's say our past integer is 5, but we see that after sorting by alphabetical order, towns 5 and 6, so town 6 and town 5 have the same average value, but town 6 will fall after town 5 due to its alphabetical order. So in such a case, since our result is tied, both the 5th and 6th result needs to be included. Okay. If tied, k plus 1 and k needs to be included. Okay. So let's begin. The first thing we do, since we are not being asked to filter something here, the first thing we do is remove our headers. Data. First thing. Now we need to group by our towns, right? So let us go back to our data structure. We need to group by towns and floors. Fair enough. So for this purpose, what would be useful is to create a dictionary called group. So what we can do is we can again do our tuple unpacking. For first index block not needed, street number not needed, floor is needed, and we need our town. Because in this list, one town can be repeated many times. So how do we calculate the average of the floors in the town? We calculate the total number of floors that have been listed in each block, and then we divide it by the number of times that town has appeared. So that's how we get our average floor. Okay. So we don't need our year, we don't need our town, we don't need the units, we don't need the sales, we don't need the rentals in data. If town not in group, we create a separate sort of list for that town. Okay, town empty list. Then what do? We append that floor to the town. So group dot town dot append int floor. What does this do? So if the town is not, let's check this output. Let's say Bedok North Avenue is not present before this. So the first time it encounters Bedok North Avenue, it stores the number of floors that it has. Okay, it stores the number of floors. It before storing the number of floors that it has. If it is not present in the group, it creates in this dictionary group. It will create group dictionary. It will create Bedok Nth Avenue 4 and create an empty list. Now with its first appearance, it will have a floor number, right? It will have something. So it will say the number. Let's say it is 76. It is saved. The next time Bedok Nth Avenue appears, it is already there. But we still have another floor number. Let's say the another floor number is 90. Right? So now that we have this list, where essentially the structure of the group is group town name and list containing floors 1, floors 2, and so on. This will easily allow us to calculate the average. Okay? So we do this. We have our group data. Now we need to sort this because ultimately we need to find our top k on the basis of this k. So on what basis do we sort it? We need to find that. Before sorting, we need to find the average inside group so that this entire list can now be replaced by the average. So how do we do that? For town in group, group town, accessing that town, we can calculate the average. Sum group town, so sum of that list by the length of that list. Length group town. Fair enough. In this one, the structure of group will be changed to group equals a dictionary. It will be town average. Town to average 2. And so on. Right? Now we need to sort it. On what basis do we sort it? We need to sort it on this average, right? So just to clarify the structure, we can print out group and see what happens. Print group. Let's uncomment this test. Oops, what happened? Not enough values to unpack. Line 81. Oh, okay. Floors, year, block number, street number, floor, year. Okay. Town. Wait, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we get 1, 2, floor, year, town. It's okay. Should be fine now. Yes, should be fine now. So you see the structure of our dictionary now. We have the town name. We have our town name and we have this output. We have our town name and we have the output. The town name and the output. You can see that. We have the average and the town name. So now we need to sort it by these average keys. So how do we do it? Let us remove the print group. How do we do it? So let us use the sorted function. The sorted function will return a new list. Let us store that list in something called result. So what will our sorted function contain? Sorted function will be a list. We need to go through group.items. So group.items, automatically it gets unpacked. Now what should our key be? There are two ways to look at this. Note that we have first been asked to list the sort by the average. If not by the average, we have to sort by the name. Moreover, it wants the top K, right? We need to sort by the alphabetical order and top K in the same sorting function. So we do a key equals lambda x of 1. X of 1 is not correct. Why? Because what sorted always by default is ascending order. So what do we need to do? We need to do a minus x of 1. Fair enough, we have done a minus x of 1. But now what about the alphabetical order if it is the same? In that case, this lambda helps us to, this lambda will help us to explain in what order we want it in. So minus x1, x of 0. Fair enough? Minus x1, x of 0. So this is the order that we want it in. First, we sort by the negative of the average values, which gives us our descending order. Then we sort by the alphabetical order. All done in one step. Now we need to round it to the first decimal place. That is easy enough to do. Next again, result, list. We map this. It's not no longer a filter. It's going to be a map now. Lambda x. So we convert it into a tuple because that is what we need. We need a list of tuples. Remember our return condition. We need a list of tuples. So x0, which is the name of the town. Then we do round x1, comma 1. So this is the end of our tuple. This is our lambda function. So before the lambda function ends, we have to specify our iterable, which is the result. And there we go. Okay. Now let's print result and see what we get. Whether we get our required thing or not. To a certain extent, we have gotten the things sorted. You can check, you can go eyeball it and check if everything is sorted as you want it to be. Now we return this result. Like we remove the result. Now we need to find the top K. Top K. So what do we do? So now that it is sorted, we can easily stop the list or end the list at the length where it matches the K. So what do we do is if K greater than equals to len, this is our edge case. What if the length of my list is 20 and the K is 30? So obviously those 20 names will fall in the first 30 names. So if our K is greater than the length of my result, I return the result. Fair enough. Otherwise, I can define my cutoff. Cutoff will be res K minus 1 of 1. What does this mean? What did I do here? This will help me create a mask for the top K. So K is this, not res, sorry, result. So K is this integer which is passed. Now result of k allows me to access the kth tuple, k minus 1th tuple. And after the k minus 1th tuple, I access the first element. So I access the average value at which I am supposed to cut off and can hence filter. Fair enough. I can create a final result, or I can create something called top A list, where now I can filter using this cutoff. I can use the reason to do this is so that I can filter using my higher order function. Either you can do a for loop, but it is better to use a higher order function here. Filter lambda. Filter also needs, filter lambda x of 1 must be greater than equal to my cutoff. And my iterable is result. Then I return my top k list. Return top A list. We remove this pass and we run the code. See, now by this approach, we have been able to get all our test cases have been passed. So let us do a recap of this question very quickly. First, we read the data file. Before doing anything with the coding, we need to first understand what it is that we have to do. We first need to calculate average floors in each flat in the town. Based on this data structure, each town can have multiple block numbers with different floors. Now, based on this, you need to find the average number of floors in each town. Okay? So you need to group by the town. For this, the best thing is to create a group where your unique thing will be the town. Okay? And each floor for each block is a long list so that you can easily average it. So first you decide on your data structure. Then you remove the headers and you group by the town. You add the floor. Then now that you have all the floors, you ultimately need your average number of floors based on the question. So you calculate the average and replace this list with your required average. If you feel that you don't want to do this, you can also create a new dictionary and you can do for town in group, the new dictionary, add the town and just do your average. Okay, but do not forget to use your town name as the identifier because that is what you need to return ultimately as a list of tuples. Your identifier in this case will be your town names. Okay, then you are asked to find the top k. How do we find the top k? First, we sort it in descending order, and then if it is the same value of a descending order, by alphabetical order. After that, we do the rounding because we are asked to return to one decimal place. Okay, so now we have processed it to find the top k. We have sorted and our data is ready to find the top k. How do we find the top k? By masking. We first see the edge case that if the k is greater than the length of the list, we return the list itself. We return the full thing. If not, we find the average value or we find this value that we needed to sort by, which is the cutoff for the top k. And then we mask accordingly and we return that list. Fair enough? Hope this was helpful.